Thanks everybody for being here. We're very very excited. We're excited as a team. We're excited as a staff uh, to get started, competing against each other, getting after it. So we can't wait. When you think a year ago, this time on August 8th, we had a practice with four different really practice times, and I believe August 9th or 10th, we officially got canceled and didn't start up again until September 25th. So you look at where we've come, what we've gone through as a football program, support staff, everyone involved. It's really been a heck of a year. Really like what we've done this summer. Our team, Coach Hall, Adam Hall, and his staff, and Pat in the training room, how guys have gotten healthy. If they were beat up a little bit, stayed healthy, and then also just the development that we've had in the competition. So we're excited to get started and can't wait.
Coach, we'll open up for questions, and we'll begin with Lee Hamilton.
Hey, Brady, thanks for the time. A couple of COVID questions. First of all, what percentage are you in terms of vaccinations?
Go.
What will the protocols be going forward? Is it every day you get tested, or is it different for vaccinated versus unvaccinated?
It will definitely be different for vaccinated and non-vaccinated. But we've got a good majority of our team who have made the decision to get the vaccination, and we keep educating everybody on our football team. Really like the progress we've made, and look forward to being back to a normal football preparation.
Can you give me a percentage? What you think?
I would think we're way above any kind of national averages.
What kind of numbers are?
Well, what would be the national? Let me think. It's good, Lee. Believe me. Just take my word.
Question about the quarterbacks. How different is Jordan today opening camp than a year ago when you had to play him? How different is Lucas and Maiden? How far has he come?
Well, I think, and I said this at our meetings, we really are in a much better position at the quarterback position than we were a year ago. At this time, I think Lucas, and being in the system now and really learning, I think Jordan the same. I think they both improved. Jalen has taken steps through the summer of improving where he's at with it, and owning it, and really knowing what the system is. So I'm really excited about where we're at.
And one final question. The fact that you're in a second year with this coordinator and the second year with most of these quarterbacks, and you've had a full spring, is the atmosphere of the environment really, really different now?
Yeah, I think it is. I think they're more comfortable. I think they understand the expectations better, and really like exactly where we're at.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Lee. We'll go to Paul Garrison.
Hey, Coach. How do you anticipate the new guidelines the NCAA adopted in May will impact fall camp compared to maybe 2 years ago?
There's not that much different. I'll be really honest with you. From what a lot of teams, us included, have been doing, it really isn't that much different, Paul, than what we've all been doing. They talked about taking out, the Oklahoma drill and some of the inline kind of drills that you used to do. I think more people, probably Oklahoma drill, people were still doing. We would do it. It was Aztec drill to us. And But, as far as really the differences, I think most of us have been kind of following our own guidelines and, where your team's at.
Okay, so just the Aztecs, they have a reputation for being a physical team.
Yeah.
And so not being able to tackle or thud as much, it's not going to have much of an impact on being able to keep that physicality.
I don't think so. I think when you look at the opportunities you have to take full tackle, take guys to the ground, and the thuds and all that, I think those will be relatively the same.
Okay, and the Cal State system, they put in a mandate that all of the students who are going to need to be vaccinated. Has there been any clarity on how that's going to impact the team and those percentages that you were speaking of a moment ago?
Well, you're not just talking about your team; you're talking about your student body.
Right.
I mean, so obviously, there's a lot of decisions that are going to be made, and that people have to, talk to different people. Our guys, like I said earlier, I'm real proud of what they've done, what they did last year, and what they've done to this point. So, are there going to be some situations that arise? I think so. But I'm real proud where our team is.
Last question for me. Could you give a rundown on some of the other positions other than quarterback that you're still trying to sort out, and if the timetable is the same as in the next couple of weeks, kind of getting that wrapped up?
Yeah, I think when you look at our back end corner positions also, I think, with Taylor and Trenton, you feel good. I think with Mick Morris, we feel real good about what's going to happen at the corner position, how that battle will take itself through. There's about 4 guys, to be honest with you. So I think that position. I think the offensive line, like the guys. But, we lose really 2 guys who played a lot of football for us. So as we get through that, I think that'll be good. I think Mike's got Coach Goff has done a great job with him, with our offensive line, and he's got a good room. He's got a good group. So I think that's going to help us a bunch.
Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome.
We'll go to Kirk Kenny.
Hey, Brady.
Hi, Kirk.
You went all through spring with the quarterback competition. You said the guys progressed in the summer. What specifically do you need to see from any one of the guys that tells you that's the guy?
Yeah, I think 2 things really strike me are consistency. Number one, being consistent on running the offense and taking charge of the offense consistently down in, down out. And the other thing I would say is being decisive. I think all 3 need to be more decisive, especially when you look at some timing routes and some of those kind of things.
I think you've said that Lucas seems a little bit ahead of the others. Would
Yeah.
you say it's his job to lose?
I think that's probably, you could put it that way. Or, we got to compete like hell and see where we're at. So, yeah.
And on Jalen, what ways did he progress after spring, off the field?
Yeah, I think most of his, a little bit, his grasping of the offense, the verbiage and everything, I think obviously Lucas and Jordan were ahead there. And I also think, I know we asked him to lose a little bit of weight so he could be a little bit mobile, and he's done that.
And then as far as some of the COVID things, I know you probably want to focus on what you can control, but how concerned are you going forward? Boise State's already having some COVID issues. What are your concerns going forward with what COVID still is doing out there?
Well, I think we're always concerned. I think our guys have done a great job. The players have done a great job of understanding that, this is something very serious and that we've taken very seriously, and we also need to continue to progress and do a great job taking care of each other.
You probably want to take it as it comes, but what do you do now to prepare in case something does come that gets more concerning?
I just think we got to keep, as coaches, being good leaders within the program. And then our guys who are playing their last years of football, I think for them, it's really doing a good job of understanding that, they have influence and they have to help influence the young guys.
And then the last thing, it seems like you really, really don't want to put an exact percentage on how many guys are vaccinated. Why is that?
Oh, I just don't feel comfortable talking about injuries, about our football team, and this is no different.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Kirk. We go to John Schaefer.
Hey, Coach, good to see you.
Good to see you, John.
I want to ask you just about your fall camp. How does it work week by week, and when do you turn your attention to New Mexico State? Does it start with working on your own team and then eventually turn to working on an opponent?
Yeah, it does, John. We, we'll about 10 days before that football game, we'll turn our attention more to New Mexico State and what they do. But for us, week one, there's 3 days there we're in helmets only. And again, we discussed a little bit about some of the new rules that have been legislated, but so fundamentally is where you're going to be. All of us, footwork, stance, alignment, and then the consumption of the installation, what you're putting in offensively and defensively and in the kicking game, and trying to do all those things and keep the competitiveness with helmets only. So, as we get through it, we're always looking for competition, always looking for those guys who are going to play with great effort, and then always those guys who do the right thing, and really own what we're trying to get done as a team.
I feel like we talk a lot about Greg Bell and the success he had last year, but you got a really talented and deep running back room. So how do you feel about that group collectively? And is there a philosophy to try to keep players like tailbacks or quarterbacks relatively healthy heading into a season, and how do coaches go about trying to accomplish that?
Yeah, I know one thing that really we all should be really happy about is we have Jeff Horton coaching our running backs. You're talking about a guy who's coached a lot of football, been in a lot of different situations, coached a lot of great players, and knowing how to handle them as you go forward. I think that's important. I do think he's got a really good room. When you look at the guys in that room, the talent that they all possess, John, and it's kind of neat because there's a bunch of them that can do a bunch of different things. And, there's some guys who, can give you the short yardage kind of stuff. And then there's guys like a Jordan Bird who can make a guy miss and then take it to the house. So really, and I guess one of the best things about it, it's a great room. You like, as a head coach, you like going in to that room and, getting on their butts a little bit about whatever it might be, but having some fun with them because they're always going to be ready.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thanks, John. We'll go to Derek Togerson.
Hey, Coach, welcome back.
Yep. Thanks, Derek. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
With you got football coming up, and I'm assuming this is going to be a nice reprieve to just get out on the field because you got the never-ending and changing pandemic rules and protocols. And you throw in name, image, likeness. I'm sure you've had a lot of conversations with players about that. And now you got talk of conference realignment. Did you ever imagine you'd be juggling this many things that don't have to do with football? As you
Yeah. Derek, that's a hell of a question because you're exactly right. I mean, this has been a very unique year and a half. Let's put it that way, and it's been tragic in some ways, obviously. We've lost a lot of fellow citizens and all those kind of things. But, the one thing I can tell you, the kids always bring you through it. I mean, being with those guys 18 to 22, 23 years old, who are competitors, guys who, you're trying to help them accomplish whatever goals they may have, whether it's, in the classroom, whether it's out on the football field. But, this staff, and I'm really proud of them, the guys on the staff, and I'm proud of the guys on this football team. And, we got a new group, obviously. You get a new freshman class coming in, and we've got to do a great job with them. The only thing you thought you didn't get there, Derek, was, the one-time transfer. I mean, you throw that in there with name, image, and likeness, and you got the Wild Wild West. So it's landscape I didn't think would get this far of college football, but it's I think the one thing I am fortunate is I've been around a lot. And so I've been around a lot of different experiences, different schools. And so I think it equips us a little bit to handle each of these situations.
Yeah, I forgot about the transfer too, and it's like all these things kind of come down at one time. Usually, you have a year to adjust, and then you add something, a couple more years down the line. So, I guess just getting on the football field with your guys, how much is that going to be? I guess looking forward to maybe even a little bit more, so you can put all that stuff aside and we're here, we're in our happy place, and we can just get ready to play some football now.
No, there's no doubt, and how about playing up in Carson and being able to have fans? I mean, last year, our players' parents could only go see their sons play at Nevada, at Utah State, away games, and they couldn't hug them after the game. So, I mean, it's believe me, we are so excited for moving forward and going out and working to be the Mountain West champs.
We're looking forward to it. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Yep. Thanks, Derek.
Thanks, Derek. We'll go to Andrew Finley.
Hey, Coach.
How you doing?
Good. I know it's a month away, but I also know it's never too early to get to know your opponent. You guys have any sort of scouting report on New Mexico State, and what do you guys think of them right now?
We have broken down two games that they were able to play, and obviously then going back to 19 and same staff. Same head coach who also runs the offense. So you kind of get the idea of what they're going to be about. I think the dicey thing, Andrew, is they have some transfers, and where they're from, and, some guys who maybe have not played at where they transferred from, but trying to get to see the guys on the field and what they can do.
All right, and then one more question. What is your guys' biggest priority heading into week one, heading into that game against New Mexico State?
Biggest priority is always going to be, we got to win special teams. We got to take care of the football. And obviously, we need to possess the football. And that's playing good defense, 3 and outs, and that's offensively running the football.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
You got it, Andrew.
Thanks, Andrew. We'll go to Adam.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, Adam.
Hello. I just wanted to follow up a little bit more specifically on some of the things Derek was asking about. How do you think NIL will affect your team specifically? Have you had conversations with any of the players who have opportunities to kind of monetize some of their name, image, and likeness?
Yeah, I mean we've had conversations. I think uh, our guys are pretty well educated. I do think that the NCAA kind of just put it out there for everybody to figure it out. And that's just how they approached this piece to the puzzle, I guess. But I think Tim Lansky, I think Craig Smith on our staff have done a really, really good job with the nuts and bolts of it. It was something that in the state of California was not supposed to happen till 2023. Obviously, things change. I think our guys, there's some guys who probably thought they may be in a position that they're going to do very well. And the reality is there's nobody really chasing after you. And so I think it can be humbling. But I do think the university has done a really good job, our athletic department, Tim Lansky, of educating our coaches, our players, and that is a huge piece. There's guys at some point are going to make a lot of money in some other universities, what I've read. But it's going to be interesting, and I don't think that we're done with it yet.
And then, what are your thoughts just overall on kind of the conference realignment going on in college football right now?
It'll be interesting. I have no idea. It's way out of my pay grade. I really don't have a whole lot of an opinion on it until we get a little more clarity.
And then I guess my last question is, do you think that the expansion of the college football playoff could give schools like San Diego State more of an opportunity to compete for national championships?
I would hope, and I think it should. I mean, if they're going to do that, Group of Five is pretty good. The Mountain West Conference is a damn good conference. In the Mountain West, and San Diego State's represented itself very well in this conference. And I think we're 6-2 or 5-2 in the last 6 years versus the Pac-12. So, I think, San Diego State, we're going to take care of ourselves, and I think we'll be in good shape.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.
Thank you. We'll go back to Kirk.
Hey, Brady, on the offense, being the second year under Heck Lynch, how much more productive would you expect it to be? A lot of veterans back, and then what will the keys be to being productive?
Well, I think the keys, and yes, do we expect to be better? No doubt about it, Kirk. As a staff, as a team, and offensively, I think we all expect to be better on that side of the ball. I think our ability to run the football is always going to be a premium for us, and I think the timing in the passing game is something that I think we've improved on, and I think the quarterbacks have improved.
You think it wasn't more productive last season because of, obviously there's newness, there's the delay from the pandemic, some injuries and things. Anything in particular why it wasn't more productive last year?
I think there was a lot of newness, to be honest with you. I think the communication was, a little bit different. The verbiage was different. And so I think it took us a little bit to get that exactly where we wanted it. And then I think, you look at Lucas getting beat up a little bit, and that's part of the game. And no one's going to feel sorry for you when you get guys hurt. Dom being hurt, really from a leadership standpoint up front. And then I think when Lucas got jammed up a little bit, that didn't help us.
And then the last thing is, is it more key to make sure the running game keeps going? Last year, Greg Bell goes down, and so that really kind of short-circuited some things. Or is it more getting the passing game more established?
No, we'd like to be 50-50, run pass. But I can tell you, we're always going to need to be able to run the football. I think that's and if you can throw it well enough, you can help your running game.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks, Kurt. Back to Paul.
Coach, have any of the incoming freshmen made any of an idea, given you any indication or idea that they might be able to help this year since they've been on through campus?
I think after the next couple weeks, we'll know a little bit more. I do like this class, though. When you watch them work, obviously you can tell they're also freshmen from the simple fact that, they understand there's a little bit different how hard you work at this level.
And then what impact not being able to have Will Dunkel last year, him being in and out?
Yeah.
What impact, I guess, does he have going forward?
Well, there's no doubt, Paul. I mean, Billy is probably one of the better offensive linemen in this league. And obviously he got a little bit bruised up a little bit, and so did, Dom did early. And not having, Billy and Dom, it makes a difference. I think Chris Martinez and I think Olove Alama, I thought he did a nice job. So we've got guys who have some expertise there now, which builds our depth.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul. Back to Lee.
Hey, Brady, is there anybody that is coming off surgeries or anything in the spring that won't be able to start with you on Sunday in practice? Anybody holding out?
Nope. Right now, in fact, I'll meet with Patrick, our trainer, tomorrow to get exactly where we're at. But we got a couple guys who are a little stiff, and we may rest early. But other than that, Lee, no.
What's the biggest question you want to get answered by the time you get to the end of August?
Who the quarterback is, and offensively being more, decisive. Also, who's going to be, that corner. Darren Hall is a pretty good football player we're going to miss. So, see how Taylor improves. I'm excited about Taylor. And then who's next?
Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks, Lee. We go to Derek.
Hey, Coach, one more. You talk about the quarterbacks. Will Haskell, how has he looked so far? And has he had a chance to get some playing time I see you smiling as a freshman?
Well, we'll see. I tell you, he's number one, a fun guy to be around. He's got a lot of ability, a lot of talent. I think he takes it very seriously. So we'll see how it goes. But he's fun to be around.
Yeah, some of those workout videos we saw last year were fairly impressive.
Those looked like mine coming out of high school.